Hi guys!
guys.
Welcome back to another episode of From Blended to Besties.
Yes, we are on episode 12.
Yes, we are.
Who am I going to now? I think. Oh, hello.
I think
Hello.
you're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, we're still having issues with these microphones.
Not issues. We're just like, I don't know, man. I feel like I can't hear myself out of this one.
Hold on. Can you hear yourself now?
Hello. Yes.
There you go.
Don't touch it.
Good
Okay.
enough?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh,
Okay.
it
Sorry.
is what it is.
Sorry, guys. Hello, we're back. Sorry, we're still noobs.
Yes,
Noobs.
we are back with another podcast episode.
Yes.
Before we begin the podcast, I'm trying to think of what we did this weekend. We had Bryce's birthday.
We did have Bryce's birthday. Bryce is 5. We all went to Top Golf.
We did.
Bryce had a blast. He's been asking for how long to golf.
Oh, that boy aspires to be a golf
We
player.
were talking about putting the kids in sports, and Bryce is like, I'm like, what do you want to do? You want to play soccer, football, baseball? He's like, I want to play golf. And I was like, okay.
He does. I mean, that's a interesting sport. I don't know if they have a 5-year-old league, but if they do, then kudos to
Be the
him.
next Tiger Woods. Well, hopefully not. Actually, I take that back. Ooh.
I love that.
Ooh.
So yeah, we celebrated Bryce's birthday. Mike and I went to an old friend of mine's wedding in Mount Dora. So we had a pretty busy weekend.
Yes, we had a very, very busy weekend. My mother-in-law came over Saturday night. What did we do on Friday? Oh, Friday we went to a brewery. We went to 2 breweries with the kids.
I love that for you.
It was beautiful this weekend.
Guess who wasn't invited?
You weren't here.
I was here on Friday.
I
didn't
texted
leave
you on
until
Friday.
Saturday.
Do not even get me started. I texted you on Friday, and you didn't text me back. And then I texted you, and I was like, "Wow, way to respond to Darren's story on Instagram, but you didn't respond to me." And you were like,
I have told
texted
you time and time
back."
again, I am having phone issues. So if
So
you
how
saw,
can I invite you?
you should double text me, triple text me, phone call me, do a story, a Facebook, Instagram story inviting me so I can see it.
Tiffany, this is your invite. I'm not telling you where we are because I don't want people to show up. But you know where we did go though? Do you remember when we tried going to that
Yes.
the creamery, ice cream creamery place that has the really good coffee? We went to that brewery next door, and girl,
I saw you were like dipping yourself in 3 or 4 different drinks.
so they don't have like flights. That's usually my go-to anywhere
So she
I go.
made her own flight.
Well,
I can't with
They
her.
said that they had like 5-ounce pours or whatever. Girl, those were amazing. There's oh my god, we're gonna have to go. Maybe we'll go. Maybe we'll go on Friday. Who knows?
We can't go on Mondays because they'd be closed on Mondays.
No, they are closed on Mondays.
We learned that the hard way.
So anyway, so that's what we did this weekend. It was a good time. We're here now. Today is Tuesday. So you guys will be hearing this today.
Yes.
Because we are behind, but we're
Yes.
gonna catch up today. That's what we're doing today too.
Yes, ma'am.
So we get asked all the time, especially when we're on live on social media, like how we met our husbands, and we both have pretty funny stories on how we met, how I met Travis and how Tiffany met Mike.
Yes.
So I wanted to get it on a podcast and
regret it forever.
get it in great detail for you guys. So do you want to go first or should I go first?
No, you can go first.
Oh Lord. Oh my God. Okay, so I was single for like almost 3 years, maybe a little over 3 years before I met Travis. And I was on Tinder. I think Tinder and Plenty of Fish were like the only apps like available really for dating. And so I was on Tinder back in the day, and so was Travis. You know, I was living my best life on Tinder. Like I have some of my best stories. Like I really did just live. Okay, I lived my best life. So eventually, I was living with a roommate, and we were going through, and we would, drink, and I would take her phone, and I would swipe on a bunch of people, and she would take my phone, and she ended up swiping on Travis. No, it wasn't my roommate who did it. It was my other friend who did it. But my roommate was there, and we were all hanging out, and Travis ended up messaging me. And my roommate was going through my phone. And she's like, oh, I know this guy.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you should go out with him. He's a really nice guy. And I was like, Travis did not have a lot of really good pictures. Like, he only had like one picture of his face. He had a picture of him like sleeping with a dog.
Did he have a picture holding a fish?
Did he? No, he didn't have a picture holding a fish,
You know
which you would think he would. He didn't have a picture holding a fish. He just didn't really have a lot of pictures of his face, so I didn't know what he looked like. And he just looked kind of plain. And I was just like, meh. I don't know, he's not my type. So, I
Meh.
kept him on the roster because he was really nice, but he was not, like, my first choice to go out with.
Mhm.
So, eventually, we had talked for a few months, and we decided to he that's a whole other story, but we ended up, we had plans to go out on a Monday because Mike had Michael, and I was like, "Hey, like, let's go out," and he was like, "I actually have softball," and I was like, "Oh, okay." So, I had another date too that I was supposed to go out on Monday, but they canceled. So then I hit up Travis and was like, "Hey, we should go out," and then he's like, "I can't, I had softball." Turns out he had another date too.
I love
But he didn't
that.
know that I was gonna ask him out because apparently, like, I was his number 1, like, he was someone that or I was someone that he wanted to really go out with, but I kept putting him off because I had Michael a lot of the times, and I wasn't telling anyone on not social media,
On
on
Tinder.
Tinder or anyone that I had a kid.
Yeah.
So, he ended up finding out that I had a kid and then called me out on it, which is a whole different story, but, so I was like, "Okay." He's like, "But if you could," he's like, "If you could maybe not have your son the next day," he's like, "I'd love to take you out on Tuesday," and that was our official first date.
Mhm.
So he ended up, I was like, "Okay, well, where do you wanna go?" And he found, like, a little hole in the wall bar near my house, and he's like, um, I was like, "Do you wanna meet there?" He's like, "No, I'll come pick you up." And I was like, "Uh, okay." Because I had never had that happen, like, no one came to my house, like, no one knew where I lived or
Uh-huh.
anything, like, I would just meet people out. But like I said, my roommate knew him very well. She used to work with him at PetSmart for a few years, and she's like, "He's a really nice guy, you guys are gonna hit it off," and I was like, I don't know about it." So, let me tell you how much I was not thinking that me and Travis were gonna work out. I looked like shit.
Like, on
I
purpose? Like, you decided you weren't gonna
I
try your
just
best?
I just knew that I wasn't me and him, like, it was I don't know, like, I was just like, "Whatever," like, I wasn't taking dating seriously when I
Mhm.
was on Tinder, like, I was very happy being single, I was basically just going out to get free food and free drinks, and a lot of the stuff, like, me and uh, my old friend that I was talking about in the podcast earlier, like, we would go out and just, like, try to embarrass ourselves to, like, scare these men, it was like a competition we were messed up, anyway.
I love that for
So, I
y'all.
just didn't care because I wasn't taking dating seriously.
Yeah.
So, I was wearing my hair was so dirty. It was like 3 days past needing to be washed. Girl, I didn't shave. That's how you know that you weren't
Yeah.
taking it seriously.
That's how you know nothing's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
was
planned for
yes.
nothing to go on.
Yes, I was wearing pants. I was wearing just like a regular t-shirt. I had my hair in a backwards hat because my hair was so dirty. And I had makeup on, but I was just like, whatever. So I, Travis knocks on the door and I open the door and I swear to God, my jaw dropped. And I immediately was like, oh my fucking God, he's hot. And I was like, no. So I look at him and I'm like, do you want a beer? That was the first thing I said to him, not hi or anything. I was like, do you want a beer? And he's like, yeah, I had like 3 in my car on the way over. It's like, okay, so, like, I rushed to the fridge. I was like, "You can sit over there," and I'm, like, looking in the fridge, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I look like shit. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, he's so fucking hot." And so I went and grabbed, a beer, and then I sat down on the couch, and he literally girl, sat like, our thighs were touching. I had a huge couch, like, a huge sectional
Yeah.
right next to me, and I'm just like and so I looked at him, and I was like, we're not leaving until I'm done watching Family Feud."
You said that?
And he's like, "What?"
Why?
I don't know. Girl, I don't know. I was nervous. And plus I was really into Family Feud like back in the day. That was my show. So he was like he's
I
like
don't even know what to say to that.
he's like, okay, I like Family Feud. So we watched Family Feud until it was over.
You made it more awkward, you realize that,
Yeah,
right?
I'm
You
a
coulda
very
just went on the
awkward.
date and you wanted to sit down awkwardly watching Family
Well,
Feud.
I wanted to finish the episode. I was like halfway through. I mean, like, hello. And so we watched Family Feud and then we left. We went to the bar. And I already knew that I looked like shit, and I was just like, "I'm gonna blow this." Like, he's way fucking hotter than I thought he was gonna be, so I was like, "I got one option, and that's just scare him away, and then he'll never talk to me again, and it'll be fine." So, I went to the bathroom as soon as we got there. I tried to, like, fix my hair, and, like, I took the hat off and, like, put my hair up in a ponytail and, like, girl, did my best to look cuter than I did when we got to the bar. but it just didn't work. So we were going back and forth, like playing music on the jukebox, realized that, we had a lot in common. And then I got drunk because I was nervous.
I love that for you.
And if you've ever been drunk with me,
Never. I've never been drunk with her.
it's an experience. So I one, I wanted to see if he had the same sense of humor as me because I have a very like, either you love me or you don't. Like I'm either too much for you, and that's usually what it is. And I was like, well, he's really hot and I really like him now, so I've got to see if he can like keep up. And so I got drunk and I told everyone at the bar that we were married and that we had 4 kids at home. And we had been married for 4 years, and our marriage had died and we weren't having sex. So we had to go out to a bar and he had to get me drunk to keep our marriage alive. And I had like this whole story that I was like telling all these random people at the bar, and Travis is just like,
Does she say that all the time?
he's
What's
just like,
going on?
I mean, he was kind of playing along, which I thought was funny, but he was just like, what the fuck?
That is hysterical.
And then we went back to my house and I forced him to watch a Metallica documentary with me, which I don't think he was very impressed by. And then he spent the night though, because we were both very drunk. And then I told him he could touch my boob. Because he was like, we were like laying in my bed. And I'm sorry, love, for telling the story. I've told it on TikTok before. And Travis, if you're listening, I'm so sorry for embarrassing you. But he's like rubbing my arm. And I literally was like, you could touch my boob if you want. And he's like, okay.
Y'all are a bunch of weirdos. I can't.
Oh my God. Girl, there's so many stories, like, just from us in the beginning of dating that I could literally just embarrass. I wish I could say that was the most embarrassing one because it's not. But that was our first date. And in the morning, he had just started nights. For those of you who don't know, my husband works either from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and he switches throughout the months. And so he had just started nights. So he didn't have to go into work until 6 p.m. So he left my house like around 2. And I was like, there's no fucking way I'm seeing this guy again.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me, he was like, hey, do you want to walk me out to my truck? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I said, I was like, bye. And I just like waved. And he came up and kissed me. And he's like, I'll text you later. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure you will. And he ended up texting me later, and he never left my house since.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
And the fact that he knew of the weirdness from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
I never want to see you doing something and just be like,
no, he looks at me now and he's like, that's my
Megan.
girl.
Yeah.
That's what he goes. He goes like, oh, Megan. I wish, like, we're going to have to go into dating stories or something and really do that podcast. And I'm just going to have to, like, let it all out because, guys, if you guys knew, I swear that poor
Like,
man.
dating stories with him or like past
Both.
dating stories?
Both. They're both amazingly awkward.
I'm
all
100%
around.
ready to call out all of my horrible past dating stories. Like when we first discussed that we wanted to do it, I was like, yes. I was like, I hope they listen. I hope they know that I'm talking about them. I'm ready. That podcast episode is gonna come soon. I swear to God.
Yeah,
that's gonna
we
be
should.
a great
And I'll
one.
do some of the ones that I had with Travis because I really put Travis through the ringer. And the fact that he married me, I mean, he's a real one.
I love that for you.
Maybe I should stop marrying everybody like that guy on
Yes,
TikTok said.
Megan, stop
Some guy
marrying
commented on one of my
everyone.
videos and was like, maybe you should stop marrying everyone. And I was like, what the fuck?
Megan just sees a guy and she's like, put a ring
like,
on
that's
it.
No, I love all the girls in the comments and they were like, can you marry me next? And I was like, yes, bitch. Forever Heather commented on it and she was like, I'm next. And I was like, yeah.
I love that.
Anyway, so let's hear about you and Mike. I'm sure it's a lot
God.
better. Actually, I know this story actually, and it's not much better.
I don't even know what to say or what to do. It was a hot mess of a story.
Why were you there?
I was there because I just was going through a breakup. I mean, the breakup was like 72 hours of a breakup. I was mad as hell. You know who it was.
Yes, I do.
And
Yes, ma'am.
I was not in a good mood. I was originally going to stay home. It was Halloween. But I lived with my sorority sisters and they're like, we're going out. Like, you agreed to go to this party. Like, well, let's all go out. We're going to all plan to be cats, because we weren't anything creative.
Oh, wow. Wait, hold on a second. Let's take a pause. Weren't you just shitting on me because I'm talking about possibly adopting another cat and you're like...
I picked a cat costume because I got to wear a black tank top, black shorts, and the only ears that I could find last minute. Okay.
You also could have been a bat.
Oh, no. And then my ass was a as basic as ever, doing the little whiskers with the eyeliner. It
That's
was
cute.
not my proudest moment. I'm so embarrassed that I even did that costume because I make fun of girls who do that sometimes. I'm like, really? You couldn't come up with anything else?
Bitch, that was us two Halloweens
I
ago. We literally did
know.
that.
I'm embarrassing. Okay, I'm the worst person.
Actually, I think that was last year.
No, less.
We did 2
No, we
Halloween
actually
costumes.
went all out this past year. We had like the deer and the
Oh,
blood
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
you're
Like we
right. That
did
was 2
good.
years
I was
ago.
proud of us. But probably a few years ago we were horrendous. But yeah, so we were going to a Halloween party. It was at Acropolis right by USF. Go Bulls.
My husband would throw up.
I know. And it was just a big ass party. They don't do it anymore, but it was something that they were trying to do to get more people to come to Acropolis. We were there waiting in line. I was with one of my sorority sisters who I was best friends with at the time, waiting, and there was a guy behind us, and I don't talk to people online. Like, I don't talk to people
Mhm.
online. So she turns around and she like says something to him, and I don't know what it is.
Someone said something to a guy in line?
My sorority sister.
She said something to the guy in
Yeah,
line?
she said something to the guy behind us, and I was just like, I hate when like people are talking to strangers because I have to do that, and I don't like talking to strangers. And then he's asking us like why we're there, what we're doing, and we're saying that it's a Halloween party, and I'm like, oh, are you dressed up? And he's like, no, and I was like, oh, okay, and I just like turned back around, didn't think anything much of it. Didn't look back, obviously. I kept just going through the line. Um, and I was 20 at the time, so I was not old enough to drink. We were definitely trying to find people to help us get drinks. The place was freaking packed. So we're like going all over the place trying to find someone to get us drinks, and we don't find anything. So we end up coming out to like the outside patio area, and the same guy who was talking behind us comes up to us again, and he's like, "Hey, what are you girls doing?" And we like talk to them, introduce myself. I say I'm Tiffany. She says her name. He's like talking to her a little bit more, and he's like noticing that we're college girls, and he's like, "Wait, how old are you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm 20." And he like looks me in the eyes, and he's like, "Nope," and just walks away. And I was like, "Okay," like that was like so rude. And I was like, "Whatever." And then he comes back again and talks to us again. And he's like, "Yeah, my name is Mike." And he was like, "I live around here, around the area, or whatnot." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I was like, "Why did you just like walk away from me?" And he like doesn't even answer that or whatnot. My sorority sister's like, "Can you buy us drinks? Like, can you get us
She
drinks?"
asked Mike
She
to
did
buy you
a
drinks.
100%.
Wow.
And he was like, "No, you're not old enough." And she was like, "Ugh," and like walked away because she was mad because she's not gonna waste her time with someone who didn't want to watch her, who didn't want to buy us drinks.
Yeah.
So I was just there by myself, and I was like,
Will you buy me a
"Oh,
drink?
yeah." So I was like, "How are you? Like, what are you doing?" We're just like doing small talk, and he's talking about like his life, and I'm talking about my life, and we're getting ready to leave because she was upset that we couldn't find anyone to get us drinks. We're like, let's. Oh, she found a guy who would get us liquor from like the store, but like we would have to bring it back to our apartment, which I was not happy about because I was like, I'm not bringing strange men into our apartment. I don't know this guy. She invites Mike as well. She's like, "Do you want to come as well to try to like convince me to be okay with it?" And I was like, "I'm not okay with this." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll go." And I was like,
Oh my god.
"What are we
I
doing?"
love that for him.
I was like, "Okay." So he like goes to his house to get whatever stuff he needs to get to come back, and then we all go together. And I'm like looking at her. I'm like, "Who are these people that we're bringing?" She's like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" So then Mike is talking to me. He's like, "Do you know that guy?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "That guy's like all over her." I was like, "I know." And he's like, "Are you comfortable with that?" I was like, "No." And I'm just like talking and gossiping to Mike about like how inappropriate this guy is being and how I'm so upset that she's just allowing him to come to the house. And we all go into the apartment, and Mike is with me because
So the guy that Mike was with,
no, Mike was by himself.
Mike was by himself.
Yeah, this was a random dude.
Oh,
Like she
okay.
picked up a random dude that we don't know, and he was like sloppy drunk already. So he was just very like the things that he was saying, and I was like, I don't want that guy in my house.
Oh, I thought Mike was with someone he was
No,
talking
he
to.
was by himself
Oh.
in the line.
He went by himself?
Well, he worked next door to it. The beer garden that he worked at was right next to Acropolis. So that's how he like
He went by
after work
himself?
he
What?
straight over there.
Oh, loser. I'm just kidding you. Just kidding.
So we like go in to the apartment, and I'm talking to Mike about like how I'm upset that this guy is there. And oops, I'm
Oh.
sorry. And the girl,
Talia. Her name is Talia.
she's like walking out of the apartment and like leaving this guy to be.
Wait a minute. I didn't know you were there with her. After you just broke up with.
No, so same name, two different people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We're a little confused for a second.
the tea.
No, same name, two different people. She was
Okay.
my roommate and my sorority sister. And she like leaves this guy here, and I was like really upset about it because I was like, I don't know who he is. I don't know if he like I was very paranoid. I was like, I don't know if he has a weapon. I don't know if he's gonna hurt me because what if Mike is like, hey, I'm just gonna leave. And then now I'm
Mhm.
stuck alone with this guy. And I was telling Mike how I was uncomfortable when he was like, well, how do you have the situation in the apartment? I'm like, well, it's a college apartment, so we each have our own rooms and it has a lock, a door, the lock on the door. And he was like, well, why don't you just go in the room and just lock the door? And he's like, I'll go in there with you. And I was like, I also have a dog. I have Sadie was in there. And I was like, she's tiny. She's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, I'm sure he was like, "We could just lock the door and go in there
So we
together.
went
It'll
in,
be
yeah, like we went
fine."
in and he had gone into the bathroom and I was creeping through his bag because I was like, I'm trying to see if it's real his real name because I was like, I know he's a
Oh,
liar
man.
faker, going through all his stuff or whatnot. I was nosy as hell. Nosy Nelly was me.
Nosy, I love that.
And then he had come back out and he was wearing like a button up, a polo type of thing, and he had taken it off. And I saw his little
His
tattoo with
footprints.
Michael's footprints, and I was like, is this man married? Are you
Oh
fucking
my
kidding me?
god.
I was like, please tell me it's like a nephew or something. Like, please tell me he tattooed
Oh,
his
Lord.
nephew's footprints on him. And I think I asked him, I was like, oh, whose footprints are that? He's like, oh, it's my son's. And I was like, huh? And he just said it just so nonchalantly, and I was like, how old is he? And I think I was creeping on his license to try to figure it out because I was like, he can't be like young and have a kid. I mean, I guess he can or not. But the whole entire time that we were together, the whole entire night, I was like, what the girl? Sorry, there was a bug next to
It
me.
was a mosquito. I killed it.
Oh, thank you. Um, and he ended up staying the night at my house, and that other guy apparently stayed as well.
Ooh.
Um, But I remember the next night, Mike was like, so what are you going to do today? And I was like, I actually have class, so you got to go. So I drove him to his apartment, which I found out was across the street from mine. And I was like, damn, that's really bad. So then I ended up having to go to USF for 2 hours because I didn't have class that day, but I didn't know what else to tell him. And I was like really embarrassed because like people were asking me like, why are you at USF today? I'm like, don't worry about it. I was like, I can't go back. And he knows. And my car was yellow at the time. So it's a
Yes, I
very obvious
remember.
car. And I was like, damn, I'm just staying here waiting. And then I get a message from a sorority sister that there's another Halloween party going on at some guy's house. And I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, I'm ready to go. And the guy had texted us saying he needed help setting up for the Halloween party. So I was like, yeah, I'll help you. Like, I love being a helper. And I knew the guy and he was a great guy. Totally got shit wasted, making out with this guy like crazy.
I
And
love
then
that
I
for
was like,
you.
I was just so, I wasn't feeling well because I drank way too much for a college student and losing
So
my
you were making
mind.
out with the guy who was hosting the Halloween party.
Yep. And then I called Mike and I was like, "Can you bring me home?"
I love
So
that.
he's picking me up from the guy. He's like, "Oh, is this just like a random college party?" I was like, "Yeah, it's a random college party." And I'm just like casually just like kiss kiss and text and kiss kiss and text. And then he finally comes and gets me and I just go home and I literally never told him that he had picked me up from a guy's house till like 3 or 4 months later. And I was like, by the way, remember when I was living my best life? I was living my best life up until the wee hours of us being together.
That's
Um,
so funny.
and I think ever since that we've been together and inseparable. And then I ended up moving out from the college apartment because it was just they were not supportive. And then finding out that he had a kid, my sorority was not supportive of that. And I was just so I wasn't trying to take the whole like stepmom role quickly, but I was like, how rude of y'all to be like not even supportive to allow me to decide if this is something that I want to do. They
Mhm.
were quick to shun me. So I was like, screw all of you guys. I'm gonna move out. We're gonna move somewhere else. I'm gonna take the dog.
I'm taking the dog.
And that's it. And we just like walked away. And it's funny because they always said they were like, they're not gonna last or whatnot. And now here they are blowing up my DMs. Like, hey girl, long
You know
time
what's
no
funny?
see.
So, oh my god. Speaking of not lasting, so I met one the first time I met Travis's friends, one of his friends. Girl, we went to a bowling alley and I ended up calling my roommate out and she ended up coming with her man that she was seeing at the time. And we were doing four horseman shots. You ever done those?
Four horseman shots? Is that bourbon or something? I don't know.
Have you done a four horseman shot? I think I might have done one with you.
Girl, you just give me shots and I just kind of take them. So
No,
probably, I don't know.
it's like the worst shot. It's like
No, we've only ever taken really good shots.
no, it's the nastiest shot and I took it and I wanted to die. I felt like I did a couple of them that night and Travis did them, girl, and my roommate did them. It's like I think it's like the four bourbons. Like it's like Johnny Walker.
Like mixed together?
That's all it is. It's
Ugh.
so gross. It wasn't my idea. My roommate ordered them. So we're at this bowling alley. Mind you, I met Travis's best because Travis was living with his best friend and his best friend's wife at the time. It was like their roommate. And I'm at this bowling alley and we get shit faced. And me and my roommate are like dancing on the bowling alley where you bowl. We're like out there twerking on the.
Please tell me there wasn't kids in there.
There were no.
I can't with you.
I do not. Oh my god, that's not even the worst part, girl. So I'm shit faced, and eventually we leave, and me and Whitney. Shout out to you, girl, if you're listening. We were, twerking our asses off inside the bowling lanes, like not outside waiting, or like we were in the bowling lanes, like twerking our asses off, just dancing, like being crazy. So then
I would have wished so badly that there was a woman to be like, "There's children here," so you'd be like,
there
"It's
probably
okay."
were.
You're like, "It's okay. I'm a mom too." Just and that little spit back there.
I'm a cool mom. So embarrassing. Oh my god. Looking back and just reliving these stories, it makes me want to die. So we couldn't drive home. So Travis's friend had to drive his truck home, and then Travis's friend's wife had to drive Travis's truck back to their house, and we just spent the night over at Travis's house because that's where Travis was living. This girl, she's a lot more conservative than me. She doesn't drink like we do to this day, even. Girl, I'm like, hey girl, I'm gonna sit in the front seat with you. We're gonna be friends. Girl, I ended up taking my clothes off the fucking front seat. And I was like butt ass naked.
So you do that back then too.
And she's just like,
I love that for you.
Girl, and I'm like telling Travis, like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you. And like, I can only imagine. I can't remember, obviously, I was like blackout drunk, but I could not imagine what she was going through at the moment. But yeah, I'm like sitting there like telling Travis all the stuff that I want to do, and mind you, he was
and she's there driving your drunk ass, like, and then knowing that you're trying to say that like you're gonna be doing that in their house, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
And girl, I had my clothes off and everything already in the car, like so embarrassing. So that was my friends, and so they were saying, oh, that brings me back to my point. So after that, Travis had Travis, that girl that he went on a date with before he went on a date with me, apparently she was like a nice girl.
Really?
And they were saying that like, maybe you should consider like the other one.
This one's a little too much for you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like
need you
she's
to go
a
back
little
to
crazy. Like maybe like the other one seemed nice, like whatever. And he's
That's
like,
so funny.
he's like, no, I think I like this one. Yeah. So for all the people who didn't think we would make it, looks like
Isn't
we
that
made
funny?
it.
How so many people used to say that. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I remember one time. This is completely off topic, kind of off topic, but not off topic. No, actually, we need to do it like a drunken stories. Like how many times the men have had to pick us up like drunk separately and then like together.
Oh,
Because
you mean
the
like
amount of times that I told Mike that I was like, I'm only going out for like a drink or two, and then I'd be like,
like the first time we ever hung out?
we were at I worked at a law firm a long time ago, and they throw this Christmas party where they have like all you can drink. And girl, I think I was 22.
You were trying to see how much.
Yeah, I was
trying to get your money's
newly
worth.
into being like legally allowed to drink, and I was like, I had my besties there, and we were gonna have a blast. We were doing shots. I don't remember anything of that night. I do remember instigating the shots, which someone should have told me no because I was the youngest one, and no one decided to tell me no. All I remember is my boss calling Mike and was like, "You need to come get her." And he said, when Mike had picked me up, he's like, "Not only did your boss call me when you were drunk, I hear you crying in the background and throwing up." And I've never been so ashamed to go back to work that Monday because I was crying, puking. They're calling.
Girl, what the heck? That's something I would do though.
It was the worst time of my life, and it wasn't even one of the bad ones. I mean, that was one of the bad ones actually, because I actually had to go to work and act like none of that happened. But that would be a great podcast to do in the future because I have so many stories of how many times I said I wasn't gonna drink a lot, and then I was like, I'm so sorry.
And that one time we were at Travis and I's third date. So like maybe was it our third date? Like very, 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 very new to dating. And he was on nights because he had just started nights when we started dating,
Mhm.
and so he would come over to my house on his days off. Yeah. So he was like, "Hey," he's like, "Do you want me to come by?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "Do you want me to pick up anything?" And I was like, "Pick up a thing of Fireball,"
Love me
because
some
my roommate
Fireball.
and I were home, and so he did. We drank so much Fireball. Okay. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm gonna tell this. So I ended up going to bed. I don't remember going to bed. And I don't remember any of this, but Travis filled me in the next day. So I wake up in the morning and he's like, hey, he's like, how are you feeling? No, I woke up on my couch downstairs,
Mhm.
but that's naked.
I love that for you.
Woke up on my
This is a
couch,
trend.
yeah, downstairs. And he's like, hey, how you feeling? And I was like, I feel fine. And he's like, so did you notice anything? And I was like, no. He's like, you didn't notice anything? Anything weird in your room? And I'm like, no. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, go check over by your shoes. Cause we lived in a small town home and I didn't
Mhm.
have a lot of room. So I would keep my shoes in like a laundry basket. And I'm looking in there and I'm like, what? Like, what is it? And he's like, you don't see anything? And I'm like, can you just fucking tell me like what is going
Yeah.
on? Girl, let me tell you what happened. So I woke up apparently in the middle of the night and I ran headfirst into my closet, like hit the wall, and ended up getting up off the floor
Mhm.
and then went over to my shoe bin and peed on them.
Peed on you peed on your shoes?
And then I went downstairs and fell asleep on the couch. And Travis saw the whole thing. He saw me get up, hit the closet, like ran headfirst into the closet, and then saw me squat over my shoes.
I love that.
And I peed on them. And then I went downstairs and girl, the amount of embarrassment that mind you, this is our third date, okay? I was like, oh my god, he's literally never gonna talk to me again. Like, how fucking embarrassing is that? Girl, I had to take that whole bin and I just dumped it in the garbage.
That's not like that's a common thing that people have to do
Is
is you
that
have to
though?
pee.
You
Girl,
have to, yeah, normal people pee, not in their fucking shoe bin, in their
well,
bedroom. I had a bathroom.
not in the shoe. Yes, not in the shoe bin, I would think, but I would take yours over the only time that I've ever peed in a place that I'm not supposed to. Besides like on myself, but that's beside the point. Um, we were in a house party, like someone's little small house party with maybe like a group of 10 people, and I didn't know the 10 people. I knew like 3. I had to go to pee really badly, and the bathroom was taken because it was only one bathroom. Tell me how the next day she was like, "Hey, remember that one time you peed in the living room with everyone watching?" And I was like, "Haha, like you're funny." And she's like, "No, for real, go clean up the bucket, please."
What?
Apparently, I couldn't hold it, which I guess I couldn't hold it for a long time now. I couldn't wait because someone else was in the bathroom and I was very impatient. And there was like those Home Depot buckets, like the orange ones. And I just plopped while everyone was still around and
In
just
the
like,
middle of the living
I
room? You
quietly
couldn't have like
I
put it in like the
quietly
corner
took a
or
piss.
something?
I don't know. I don't remember it. So I don't know what
Oh,
made me
okay.
think this is a perfect time to take a bucket. This is a perfect time to be around people that you
God,
don't
at least you didn't
know.
have to shit.
And did I wipe? I don't know.
No, of course you didn't. You probably just drip dried.
I don't know.
Oh my god. So yeah, after that happened, the whole like fireball night, girl, definitely thought he wasn't gonna call me anymore, and I was so embarrassed.
He's like, seal the deal. Marry me today.
No, I legit sent a pizza to his job. I
Was that an
was
apology pizza?
for my husband. Yes, he loves food. That's like the number one way to his heart.
You should have wrote it with pepperoni. I'm sorry, I peed on the.
No, you know what I did? This is what I did. So I ordered the pizza. I had to figure out where he worked, and I couldn't ask him because I wanted it to be a surprise, and like I figured he really wasn't going to talk to me anymore. And I didn't want to seem like a creep, so I
Oh, but it wasn't creepy figuring out where he worked.
I had to figure out where he worked. I grabbed the address for it, sent him a pizza, and on the ticket, you know how you can put like a special message? I said, please read aloud, I'm sorry I peed in my closet. And the delivery driver did it. So I sent him the pizza.
You should have tipped that guy extra.
And then he ended up texting me later and he was like, thank you for the pizza and it's okay that you peed in your closet.
I'm shocked it didn't be like, it's your closet. Like, why do I care?
Girl, or it wasn't in the closet, it was in the shoe bin, but it's so embarrassing. I was like, I'm never gonna drink Fireball again. Girl, that's not true.
Nope, we drink
I
Fireball
drink
too.
Fireball all the time.
Yeah. It's a great drink. I'm obsessed with Fireball.
Oh my god, so many. I have so many stories like that. Girl, there was a time where Travis and I were at a beach bar and I was wearing a dress and you know those giant like pipes that you see like on the middle the road and stuff. Girl, Travis has a video of it, which is so embarrassing. We were driving and I was like, "Stop the car." I got out of the car and I just like started crawling through them.
I
On
can't
my
with
hands and
you.
knees, girl. Crawling through the damn pipes. And he's just like, "What the?" And like I'm like twerking at him. I'm like, "Whoa, whoa." Like,
I love that. You
I
literally
know.
find any excuse or reason. You're like, this is the perfect place to twerk. Yeah.
Girl, and Travis has a video. You just see me crawling through these random, like, fucking construction pipes on the side of the
Oh
road.
my god. Remind me to show you the video I took when I was drunk at the wedding.
I'm scared.
It cracks me up with the things that I was saying.
Yeah, Mike was telling me. He's like, Tiffany told all the secrets. And I'm like,
oh my god, I was dying. I'll have to show it to you. It's on my phone. I didn't find it till the next day, and I was like, "What do I do?" It was hysterical.
oh my god, so many stories. We'll have to like legit do a whole damn thing. God bless our husbands.
I know.
We don't deserve them.
Mike is disappointed that the other day I told him he was ugly. but there was more context to it. He made a face when he was laughing, and I couldn't hold it in because I had
CBD
had a great time. Yes, had a CBD moment, legal kind,
legal,
and just the way he was laughing. It was I don't know, I don't even want the face in my head right now, but the way that he was laughing, I just looked over and I was like, why are you so ugly? And then I felt bad because I was like, Tiffany, you're so rude. But then like he was laughing because I said that even more, so the face got worse. And I was like, stop it, please.
Like that one time you had a CBD legal moment. You told me you hated his ugly hair.
I said his hair looked stupid. And then I was like, did I just say that? And I'm like, I'm so sorry for being rude. Oh my god, I'm just so rude sometimes.
Oh my god, at least it's not as bad as, do you remember, speaking of like having horrible visions, memories in your head, that one time you edited our
you want to talk about those moments?
She edited our family photos with you guys.
Didn't I give Travis like extra teeth or something?
And his fingers.
I didn't mean to.
Oh my god, that picture like haunts me.
It was the ugliest freaking photo I ever accidentally edited of Travis. And
I
then
know.
Megan saved it as her wallpaper on her phone. So every time we would open her phone up, that face would pop up. And I couldn't deal with it anymore. Like, it grossed me out. He had extra teeth by accident. I didn't know I did
a whole
it.
lot going on. It wasn't just extra teeth, but the extra teeth were pretty horrible. And then the mic one.
Oh my god, he had teeth through his lips when I edited it. I do not use the Rimini app. I'm telling you guys, it gives you extra teeth. It was so bad.
I'm crying.
I had to delete those photos. Like, they gave me nightmares. Like, I get the goosebumps till this day. Like, literally remembering those photos because they were scariest
horrible.
photos.
And you know what? I would post them on social media because I'm that bitch, but I think it would do more traumatizing to me.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, I don't even want to go through my phone to find them to post them.
You know what was embarrassing? We uploaded those photos to Instagram and you caught them months later and I was like, what?
Yeah, and then I sent a screenshot to Tiffany and I was like, what the hell is this?
I never noticed it. Like, I never zoomed in on Travis.
I don't know what it. I was like, something just doesn't look right. Like, I zoomed in. I'm like, why does he have 18 teeth?
Extra teeth. I hate that app. I will never use that app again.
Oh my god, it was horrible.
It was worst.
Ugh.
But yeah.
We'll have to do that. We'll do that podcast.
Oh, we will. We will. I don't even know what to say. Those photos will never be seen, so don't even ask us for it. We're not doing that.
We should do. Yeah, we're definitely not releasing the photos. They have been deleted.
They were
from social media.
Honestly terrifying. Like, rated RR.
We'll have to do dating. Maybe dating disasters.
Dating disasters.
Doesn't have to do with our husbands, and then maybe just do like embarrassing stories. Like we could talk about embarrassing stories like that we've experienced together, and like maybe with our husbands and stuff.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great time. Give us ideas if you guys have any. We would love to reflect on some of our hot mess moments in the past.
Yes.
So yeah.
I think we're
So
gonna end this one here,
yes, ma'am.
and we will see you in the next one.
Yep. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. We do the video version of the podcast on YouTube as
Yeah, I'm
well.
sorry for you guys having to see all these us laughing because I know I'm not the cutest laugher. So
I hope the microphone hides it. I'm not the cutest laugher, I also know it's going to be hurting people's ears. So I'm sorry.
oh my god. All right, well we will see you on our next episode.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye.